A lot going on in the Real Housewives world with Miss Taylor Armstrong returning Housewives. Well, it's not even. She came from Beverly Hills. She was originally a Beverly Hills housewife, and now she's making her return to the Real Housewives of Orange County. And I am here to tell you guys, I have said this in many videos, that since she was on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, we talked about where they were living and the fact her and her husband and her daughter were living in Orange County. And it's just crazy. Now she's making her return like we thought could possibly, be happening. So before we get started though, guys, I am trying to grow my channel. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Orange County and Taylor Armstrong. I actually did a deep dive on Taylor not that long ago. You guys should check that video out because it gives a lot of information to Taylor's past. I'm sure it's definitely going to be part of her story. She's allegedly coming on as a friend. But of course, like we are seeing in the other franchises, like New Jersey, how much drama she brings will really be what determines her position amongst the other ladies and when they air the season. So if she comes with a lot of drama, then, she could possibly be bumped up to a full-time housewife. And it's important to remember Taylor's background because she has a background of domestic violence. She was married to Russell Armstrong. He sadly unalived himself like a month before the season was supposed to air, where the domestic violence, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say DV because I don't want my video to get demonetized. But it was going to be aired on the show. So the cast at that time was Lisa Vanderpump, Camille, Kyle, when she was poor still, like when she still shopped at Target, Kim, Adrian, and Taylor. And Camille basically said it first about Russell abusing her, and they had conflicting stories. And so the ladies, I think if we would see that episode aired in 2022, we would probably be boycotting Bravo, because Camille basically says, like, we don't know if we should believe you or not because we don't see any signs of domestic or of DV. And I don't think they understood like the cycle of abuse at that time. Maybe nobody did, but they kind of out the whole situation. And then Taylor's kind of left stuck knowing that this is going to air, and she has to find a safe place to tell her husband, who inflicts harm on her, that he's about to be outed on a national television show for the DV in their relationship. There's lots of interviews of Taylor after she writes this book. Allegedly, she needed the money. She tells Brandy that on the Real Housewives the Ultimate Girls Trip, that she came out with a book so soon because she needed the money. She needed the advance, and she only had a short time to make a decision. And so she, decided to write a book because she needed the money. She had a daughter at the time, and he left her with a lot of debt. Now, guys, this is where Ronald Richards comes in, because Ronald Richards was actually Taylor and Russell's attorney. So I'll say that again. Ronald Richards, the one who's been like on Erica Jane and trying to buy the mansion and on Twitter and such, he was actually Russell Armstrong's attorney. Russell was very, very, very in debt, but after he died, his sister and his mom came forward, and they didn't talk bad about Taylor, but they did talk bad about the network. And they did a lot of interviews, his sister especially. Taylor did allege that the sister, she said, the last time I seen his sister was, we were picking her up from rehab for meth, and she's like, we were together 6 years and she was on meth for 5 of those. I don't think she knew actually what was going on in our relationship. But Russell's mom and sister all came out and basically said, like, that the show doesn't care who it hurts, what marriage it hurts, that Russell was talking about how he's going to be crucified this coming season. And Bravo was even criticized for airing that season because of everything that had transpired. But producers, they went on CNN, they went on Good Morning America, and they said they, re-edited the entire season to try to be as sensitive as possible to like the circumstances. So Taylor then goes on to get an attorney. Obviously, there was a lot of debt and things to settle after he had passed away, and she ends up dating her attorney. and that's who she ended up marrying. And they lived in Colorado for a long time, but now they're back in Orange County. So it'll be interesting to see what she's going to bring us in the area of drama. John was allegedly married at the time. He has a net worth of about $5 million. The ex-wife seems not hostile at all. She said that Taylor was a family friend, and when she was like approached by Radar Online and other news outlets, the ex-wife was basically made no comment and told them to check with her husband. So she didn't talk bad about Taylor. And if they were having an affair, the ex-wife isn't going to say it. Now, John kind of told on himself because he alleges that he did not travel with Taylor during her book tour, because that was some of the rumors that they were hooking up prior to his divorce. They got married at a Bel Air country club. The ladies from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills were in attendance. And then, like I said, guys, they moved. But I definitely think that this has been a plot by Bravo for a long time now, because, like I said, guys, when I told you to pay attention to where Taylor was living and what the home looked like, the home looked empty, kind of. We only got a little bit of a peek. We saw the husband, we saw the daughter, they were like eating, but like the clip in the bedroom, it definitely, there was nothing in the closets, and that also kind of gave it away that they had just relocated. So I would assume that John's like retired now at this point, and so Taylor's like, why not? And her daughter's on board, and so they found something in Orange County. I don't know if producers necessarily guided her towards Orange County, or how long the talks for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, how long in advance like the contract talks begin. Speaking of contracts, allegedly Kyle and Lisa Rinna's contracts are up for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and they are on standby pending the edits for the rest of the season, and of course the reunion. Lots and lots of rumors about Lisa and Erica and Diana plotting, coming up with different scenarios. Since they don't necessarily know how the edit's going to go, they have to kind of play out all the different scenarios and see, have a plan for if it goes this way, if it goes that way, if it goes this way and that way. Also saw on Diana's Instagram, interesting enough, guys, Asher has an album out. And if you're interested, if you liked what you guys heard last week when he treated us all to a very gracious performance of a Christmas song, Carol, he has come out with an album, and Diana has graced us poor peasants the opportunity to listen to his 8 tracks on his album, and then comment on her Instagram on which one is your favorite. So if you wanted to hear more from Asher, you got it. Today is your lucky day. Today is Christmas morning. If you love Asher from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, check out Diana's Instagram. You can hear a whole album. Unfortunately, Erica probably will not be featured on any of the songs, but you could probably stay tuned for the second album. They probably would put Erica on it if he feels like it would get, probably a little bit more views or buys or whatever you want to call it. But it's just so funny because everyone has been saying this whole time, why is Diana coming on the show? Why, if she has all this money, would she be coming on the show? It doesn't make any sense. Like, she has like $350 million. Why would she want to be working on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And a lot of people, after Asher sang at the Christmas party, they said she's on here to promote her husband, his music career. That's, now it makes sense. Like, the light went off. Poof, that must be what it is. She's out here to promote him. And now a week later, not even a week later, 5 days later, he has an album, and it's available for all of us, for our pleasures. So this might be like a real reason that she's on the show, but it does seem like a lot to sacrifice just to try to get his career off the ground. I mean, she could buy him probably a career easier than going on season by season The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and promoting his music on Beverly Hills. Plus, then he's also paying a percentage to Bravo because obviously, they're promoting it and they have to get their share. just like all the other ladies do. Have you guys seen there is a photo of Vicky, Tamara, and Taylor, all three together hanging out? Vicky letting people know that she's hurt. Yes, Vicky wishes she could make her return to the OC, but she was not asked back as a friend or a full-time housewife. So she posted a photo with Taylor and Tamra to basically let fans know that she's hurt, but she's not mad. She doesn't hate Taylor like she does Teddy. Right. She literally called like their producer of Two Teas in a Pod, Tamra and Teddy's producer for Two Teas in a Pod, and pitched why Teddy should be fired and why she should be on there with Tamra. But when Taylor comes along and literally gets Cass Cass into the OC, Vicky doesn't take that approach with her. Why? She's like all hugs and kisses and on Instagram letting everyone know how supportive she is. So it's just funny to see Vicky's like that's people don't like Teddy. I told you guys yesterday about the whole Jim Edmonds thing. All of the comments I get are people that are just like, oh, Teddy, like she just refuses to be canceled. She just I feel like Bravo, they don't want her back full time. She won't film unless if they pay her. And I just don't think they want to deal with her. I just don't think she has a chance to get back on Beverly Hills. And I don't think Orange County wants her either. I'm just going to be honest. They own like a beach house up there, but I just don't think Orange County wants Teddy. I don't think the Bravo family really is all about her. And I think she has a hard time with that. Maybe she hasn't even fully came to terms with it because I feel like her and Kyle had that together. It was like in what they had in common, and they filmed together and da 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 da. And so I just feel like Teddy needs to be like, her and Kyle probably talk a lot about the ladies, a lot about producers. That's their common language. That's like the people that they know that their husbands don't know or their friends don't know. Like just they know that they talk about and that they can, gossip and catch up about. So I feel like Teddy has to keep her foot in the door with Bravo people to keep up with Kyle. Like she has to have contact or, have her own way with producers or trying to get information or whatever the case may be, that she can go to Kyle and they can still talk all about like Bravo people and Teddy be somewhat up to speed and know what Kyle's talking about. That's personally what I think. But yeah, so I just want to know what your thoughts are about Taylor making her return. And also if you guys want to hear like a part 2 deep dive on her and Taylor, and the whole Russell unaliving himself, or if you guys were watching Beverly Hills back then, because I think it happened season 2 or season 3. I think that happened after when season 3 was about to air. That sounds about right. If you guys remember, Taylor was a mess and she was drinking probably more than she should have been, and there were a couple of scenes where it seems very erratic, and I don't even know how to describe it, but in one scene she calls Kyle, and Kyle actually has her daughter Kennedy at the time, and they're filming at Kim's house and all the kids are swimming, and Kyle puts Taylor on speakerphone in front of cameras, in front of Kim. She's slurring her words. She doesn't understand. She doesn't seem to even realize that Kyle has Kennedy, and she's telling Kyle that she's on a private plane. She's going to Colorado, and she just loves this guy, whoever this guy is. And Kyle just kind of like hangs up the phone, but we get the point that like she is highly intoxicated, plus she's in an airplane with a man. Like it's just a whole mess, right? And it was so funny because when Taylor went on Watch What Happens Live, she shaded Kyle so bad because one of the questions was, Taylor, did you guys really used to say bravo, bravo, bravo when you were putting your lipstick and stuff on and you didn't want them filming you? And she said, no, we used to sing songs that we know you wouldn't buy the rights to, like Happy Birthday or whatever. And then she says her and Kyle had a secret language back and forth, and if one of them thought the other one was drinking too much, they would like tug on their earring. And she shades Kyle because she's like, obviously I thought somebody was looking out for me better than they were, and they weren't looking out for me like I was looking out for them. And I see that now, basically shading Kyle because Kyle I don't think ever tried to like help, her really come off not. I don't know, maybe she was really more drunk than we saw on camera and Kyle was like helping hide that. Who knows? But I don't think that Kyle was the kind of friend to Taylor that Taylor thought she was being. I don't think Taylor had a lot of true friendships in Beverly Hills, and she really wanted to be Lisa Vanderpump's friend so bad, guys. She wanted to be Lisa Vanderpump's friend so bad that it almost made my heart hurt. Like, literally. She wanted to be her friend so bad. She even said, they said, do you forgive Lisa Vanderpump? And she said no. Yeah. And you guys should go back and check that out, guys. I'm telling you, the first couple seasons of Beverly Hills are amazing. You really get a different perspective on these women. Kyle shops at Target. She shops at Target. She literally makes fun of Camille and all the women that are like carrying Jimmy Choo bags or whatever the shoes and dresses and name brand things, and she like almost acts like she's too good for that, like she's unbothered by it. But now we know that she really was bothered by it, and that her and Mauricio would spend the next 8 years, working to accumulate their fortune, which they've really, I feel like they went from like a net worth of like $3 million to like $50 million to like $85 million in like 7 years, which is pretty incredible. If you look at the statistics of someone, I don't know, quadrupling their entire net worth times 800, no, I'm just joking, times a lot, okay, in 7 years. I don't know, call me crazy, but just saying, it's a little suspicious. And then you got these lawsuits. We got the house in Malibu, right, guys? That supposedly Mauricio, I mean, they shorted a whole country. Like, sorry about I love to be outside, you guys know that. He ripped off a whole country allegedly, like literally millions of dollars, and then like, I don't know, he's kind of ballsy. And then that whole transgender, he's in that book about hooking up with the transgenders in West Hollywood and prostitution, and now he's got this photo up, and I kind of want to know what you guys think. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it's a photo of him and Portia, which Portia is his daughter, his young daughter, and I think the photo was meant to be innocent, but people of the internet didn't necessarily take it that way. I mean, that's how I kind of perceived it to be innocent. It just was like not in great taste. And like, he's laying on the bed and Portia's laying on the bed, and they're both kind of laying on their side. And I think even maybe the way the photo was taken, it even kind of seems uncomfortable or like kind of cringish. I don't think it's necessarily Mauricio or Portia. I just think it's like the photo's taken at like the end of the bed, so you can kind of see that she's like laying sideways in, like with her legs, and it's just, I don't know, it just, people were saying it was like cringeworthy, it was uncomfortable, he shouldn't be posting it. Another little bit of something else I saw was the photo that Louis posted of Gia. Gia is selling, I don't know if it's like a robe or something like that, but it was like a 4-photo Instagram post. He reposted her original post to like promote whatever she was selling, but she kind of doesn't look like she really, like, it barely covers like her bottom kind of, and so they seem a little bit seductive. Is that even a word? Seductive, kind of, I don't know, too seductive for the stepfather to repost, or maybe he was just helping to like promote her, be supportive, and the photos are just kind of a little bit too risque and he posted them. I kind of want to know what you guys think, and if you saw that. I also am going to post a short video about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I want to know if you guys are interested in hearing any commentary or news updates when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because it's starting to get, pretty good this season. Sunday night's episode was good, and there's just a lot to talk about with Sheree Whitfield and all that. So, want to know what you guys think. And Teresa Giudice is getting married this weekend, so we hear. But there's a lot going on with Marge Joseph's ex-bestie. Supposedly she has like a whole lifetime of dirt on Margaret, and she is not happy. Margaret alleges that she tried to get her onto the show like 3 different times and it didn't work or something, and the friend alleges now at this point that Marge was like trying to sabotage her chances of getting on the show. And then she texted people and called her a beast. And Marge says that she texted and called her a beast, but she also included her in the text message, so she didn't do it behind her back. These people are crazy. I told you guys about how producers were like, back off Louis, okay? He has diverticulitis. He's got all these stomach issues. He smokes and he drinks. You guys are stressing him the F out. And we need him to be healthy enough to film a 4-part wedding series. So leave him alone. Just saying, guys. All right. Well, anyways, like I said, let me know what you think about Atlanta and comment below. Make sure you hit the like button, and we will talk soon, guys. Have a good one.